from Burton's Grill this morning, we need to know because we are making Praline Pecan Tart with the spiced caramel sauce. So, Chase, how do you say the name of that nut right there?
Pecan.
Pecan. All righty. All right. Well, let us know. Somebody take my side, please, in our chat this morning. However you say it, it's going to be delicious, and I know this is a popular dessert at Burton's Grill. So thanks for coming to tell us how to make it.
Yep.
What's the first thing that we need to do?
We're going to start off by making our crust. It's a very simple crust. We're going to do 1 1/4 cups of flour with 1/4 cup of brown sugar. And we're going to mix that together so there's no clumps of brown sugar in there, because when that will create holes in our dough.
Oh, really? It'll make holes?
But this is a very simple dough. A lot of doughs, you have to mix the dough and let it rest and knead it and roll it out. And this is what's called a press-in crust.
Okay.
And you just make it and you press it in with your fingertips.
Okay,
nice
so
and easy.
Back to the holes in the crust because of the brown sugar. Is it because the sugar, will cook fast or burn fast if you leave too much of it in one place?
Yeah, if there's a clump, it'll just melt and create a hole there where
Okay.
it doesn't have flour to bind it together.
Well, and then all your praline goodness will fall right out of that hole. You don't want that. We will put all of the ingredients at thehamptonroadshow.com if you want to follow along today, and all of Chase's techniques here. So what is the next thing that we do, or the next thing that's going in? Because you've got butter that's still kind of in its solid state here. Now, is this melted?
This is melted butter.
Okay.
So we're going to add about 1/4 or 1/2 cup of melted butter into our dough.
Now, how come you can use the melted butter? Because I know some recipes are very particular about use softened butter but not melted.
That's just the type of the press-in crust that we're using requires melted butter.
All right.
Whereas if you were doing a cut-in dough where you want nice flaky biscuits, say, then you would want chunks of butter.
Chunks of butter and not the melted. Okie doke.
So I'm just going to stir that in there.
And you're not afraid to use your hands, I noticed, Chase.
No, you just got to get right in there.
Okay. How's things going at the restaurant? What's going on down there?
It's going good. We're real busy right now with the holidays.
I bet.
We're open for Christmas Eve, so we're gearing up for a big night there. And then right around the corner we got New Year's Eve.
You selling some gift certificates for procrastinators who need a last-minute gift?
We're waiting for those procrastinators.
Now, what about you? What category do you fall into, Chase? Because I'm going to guess that being a chef, that you're particular and organized, and your shopping is probably all done.
Well, your work life and your personal life, you can have 2 different personalities.
That's definitely true. Okay, so you're confessing that you have a little bit left to do?
I know what I'm going to buy, I just haven't bought it yet.
Well, knowing is half the battle. Hopefully it's something that they haven't run out of. You have that plan B, or else I'm sure that you could find a way to pick up a Burton's Grill gift certificate for somebody in your life if they haven't had enough for Burton's Grill. All right, so in goes the, hey, is that bottom of that sliding around? What kind of pan is this?
This is a 9.5-inch tart pan, and it's got a removable bottom, so when we're done with our tart, we can just lift it right up, and we don't have to worry about breaking the edges.
So it's kind of, I feel it.
Yeah,
look at that. We should show them that. Antonio, look at this, a tart pan. Okay? See that? I might be the only person who's never seen one of these before, but in case there was someone else out there, now you know. It's kind of like like a springform pan.
Yes.
Okay.
And
so you're probably going to grease up the sides of it then, if the idea is to eventually take that ring off or lift the tart out?
Yep. Just ahead of time, I took a stick of butter and rubbed it all over, and nice and easy. And then I'm just going to continue doing this until our crust is all up and down the sides. Okay.
And then what else goes in the filling besides the?
We're doing a praline pecan tart. So and a praline is simply nuts, sugar, and cream, a little bit of butter. So that's what our ingredients are here for.
Is it true that we are also making a caramel sauce today?
We are. You can, if you're doing this at home, you can always opt out and buy your own caramel sauce. But making caramel sauce is really simple, and I think a lot of people just don't know that.
Just don't know that it's easy. Okay.
Yeah. So we're going to do that, and we're going to accent it with a little bit of pumpkin spice.
Okay.
And it's going to go very nicely with the.
I'm going to give you a break from me talking while you're trying to cook. Let you finish that crust. We're going to check in with meteorologist Jeremy. He needs a break from me, doesn't he?
I really like that.
I wish we could just send all of the service members a little slice of what you're making here today. Chase Barton is back from Burton's Grill this morning making dessert, Praline Pecan Tart with spiced caramel sauce. I guess I could get used to that since it's just me and Bonnie and the Buzz who say pecan. Everybody else says pecan. We'll go with the majority.
All right, well, right now we've got the crust baking in the oven at 375.
Right, it is. I turned on the light. I can see it.
We're going to cook that for about 15 minutes. So we're going to start on our filling. We'll pull that out in a minute. We'll start off with 1 egg.
Uh-huh.
We're going to beat that just a little bit and add a ½ cup of brown sugar. And just mix that till it's really nice and smooth and the brown sugar is all broken up in there.
Okay, again, lumps and brown sugar are very dangerous. Dangerous for the crust and apparently for the filling too.
And then once that is nice and smooth, we're going to add a little bit of heavy cream. And
want me to do that while you're stirring?
yeah, that'd be great.
Okay. Yeah, don't be afraid to ask me for help. I'll help you, Chase. That'll keep me from talking and thinking of questions to ask you that you don't really want to answer while you're cooking. Keep me busy.
So we've got the heavy cream in there, and we're going to add the corn syrup.
What's going on here?
It's corn syrup.
Oh, it's okay.
Or you can use
like a little.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Any type of cooking syrup, but a golden brown syrup.
Okay. Aren't you glad he asked me to help? All right. We're not getting quite all of it. Is that okay?
That's great. That's plenty. You're good.
Okay. And what next?
I'm going to do a little pinch of salt.
Oh, my time of helping is over.
And you can add the toasted pecans. It's 1 cup of pecans. Toasted them in the oven for a little bit. Pulled them out, let them cool, and then chopped them up.
Yeah, you got to watch that, right? The toasting. You can't forget they're in there.
No,
they burn quickly and smell horrible.
And they continue to cook even after you pull them out. So you need to go in and pull them out a little bit early because they'll continue there.
Okay.
And just a little touch of butter. Can't have enough butter in a pecan tart.
I'm going to agree with you there. And again, it's the melted butter, which is A-okay.
And then that's the basis for our filling. I'll pull the crust out.
I'm going to keep stirring it. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's great.
Okay. No, 375 you said just for about 10-15 minutes? Okay.
Just till it starts to turn a little bit golden brown. And then we'll go ahead and pour this right in.
Okay, I'm going to let you do that because that's an important part.
And the trick here is just to make sure that your nuts are evenly distributed throughout the tart.
Okay.
You don't want them all on one side.
But it's shallow, so you should be able to do that.
Yeah.
You know, just kind of move them around if you have to. Alrighty. Now, where does this recipe come from?
This is an adaptation of a recipe that I found in a magazine a while ago.
Okay. So when you cook, Chase, do you like to kind of follow recipes generally, or do you like to do what you did here? See a recipe and kind of put your own twist on it?
This is typically what I'll do. Sometimes I have a lot of great friends that are chefs too, and they'll have a great recipe, and they'll say, you got to try it this way, and I'll try it, and it might be really good, or I might just take something, and a lot of it comes down to, if you have a recipe that you're reading at home, and you don't have all the ingredients, you just kind of start to look for things you do have, things that you can play on.
Yeah, try it anyway. You might actually improve it. That's funny because I didn't know that chefs would do that, would exchange kind of their secrets or say, try this. I thought it'd be like parents with babysitters where it's like, oh, I have this great babysitter, and then another parent says, oh, who is she? And you say, I forget. Right, Cheryl? Suddenly, like, cool things are about to happen right before your eyes. Chase Barton is going to make a caramel sauce, and he's also going to get the tart out of the pan. Remember the special pan that we showed you with the, it's 2 pieces. So now that it's kind of baked and gooey in there, I would like to see you get that out in 1 piece. I know you'll do it. I just want to see it. And the folks at home want to see it too. What have you started over here?
Start off with our caramel sauce. I've got sugar and water that have been simmering away with a little bit of lemon juice in there. And you can tell right now it's just now starting to get a nice caramel color to it. Yeah. You don't want to let that get too brown. So right about, wait a little bit longer, but I got some butter and cream right here. I'm just going to pull this off the stove, and I'm going to be very careful because boiling sugar and water is
hot.
A little bit dangerous.
Wow. That's like a science experiment. All right. I don't know if you guys saw that. Oh, yeah, you can see that overhead. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that camera. That was quite a reaction. It was like a volcano.
Yep. So you don't want to do this in too small of a pan.
Right.
If you're making more, obviously if you're making more sauce
no, that's
than this,
a very good
you
point.
want to use a larger pan.
You've got to leave a lot of room for that to bubble up and get fluffy like that. So, but then caramel is very thick. So
it is.
It's
It'll reduce down a little bit as it cools down.
Right.
So I'm just going to stir that every once in a while and let that cool down.
All right.
We'll take the...
So it'll close the thickets. Okay, now for the very exciting, well, I don't know. This is probably not going to be more exciting than that sauce. That was more than I bargained for.
And then you just lift it right up.
Okay, so I would say the key to
simple.
success is making sure the pan is nice and greased along the side so that it will come right out. So the bottom of the pan is still stuck to that?
It is.
And you're going to leave it that way?
Yeah, it'll help keep it together, and you can move it around easier that way.
All right, so you just slice it on it and know that, when you hit it, don't try to keep cutting through it.
And so this baked for 25 minutes, and then it came out of the oven, and then you are going to want to let it rest for at least an hour so that
An hour?
So it sets down. When it comes out, it'll be really puffy.
Right.
And it'll set down, and then you'll get that really nice crispy praline consistency in there that you wouldn't have otherwise.
All right, look at that. It's coming along nicely. How long will it take for this to get to the consistency that you want it?
This is just about ready. I'm just going to add in a little bit of that pumpkin spice seasoning.
Oh, okay.
For a little bit of flavor. Stir that in, and then we're all set.
Okay. Are you gonna make my wildest dreams come true and throw a big scoop of ice cream on top of that?
I can do that.
All right. I was hoping you would say that. All right. Thank you very much, Chase Barton here from Burton's Grill. We're going to put the finishing touches on our dessert, and then we get to try it in just a couple of minutes. But first,